lot of you want me to build the Charger Sharks, so I've decided to build the Wind one first because there was recently a secret dungeon open for him. Zephicus is an HP type monster with a first skill that attacks the enemy and increases his critical rate for 1 turn. A second skill that attacks the enemy decreases its attack power and attack speed for 2 turns with an 80% chance. And a third skill that increases his attack power and attack speed for 3 turns. Additionally, he will instantly gain another turn after using this ability. The Sharks also have speed leader skills that work with monsters of the same attribute. I suggest running him like this because he is an HP type unit that needs to survive and move fast to apply his debuffs. Ideally, I would have more HP substats, but this should still work fine. Nobody is taking this guy seriously, so we will just have to prove them wrong. It looks like the people who actually tried using him ended up building him as a pure damage dealer when he's not. His skills may seem that way, but to me it makes sense to use him as a bruiser. However, I changed 2 of his runes so I could do a damage test. He's not on Rage or Fatal for this, but it's still good enough to get an idea of what he can do. His first skill has a 3.8 attack multiplier and his second skill has a 5.4 attack multiplier. That's cool and all, but where should you be using him? You can use him in your Giants team if you're brand new to the game and you don't have any meta options yet. Or you can have him just solo the boss.
Just kidding! Just kidding.
I honestly wouldn't recommend using him for any PvE content, but I do think he can shine in PvP, specifically for his speed leader. For example, in this team he helps my Immensity get turn 1 so I can make sure to buff my Copper. He wasn't able to get the one shot against this really tanky Triana, but Zephicus was able to finish her before the heal and help take care of the rest of the team. Normally, you would put Bulldozer in for Zephicus, but sometimes it's more important to make sure your Immensity is getting turn 1. Also, Zephicus does a good job of applying attack breaks and slows to get enough turns to finish this match off. And he can potentially solo 1 or 2 units if you have him on Vampire Revenge like me. This next team I'm using him with is mainly just to show off and give my newest LD Nat 4 his first video debut. Also, the Wind Blacksmith works great with the leader skill and the Light Taoist second skill that hits all enemies. A few things to think about as well is that we are using him in 4-star or below battles. So when you're unable to use Nat 5s, I think this Charger Shark can actually be a decent pick in some situations. There are a decent amount of non-Nat 5s with similar leader skills, such as the Wind Inugami, but there are situations where Zephicus could be a better pick. Also, he can turn Cycle out of debuffs really quick because of his instant turn on his third skill. This can be important if you're using him as a pure tank so that he doesn't get snipped easily if he has a 2-turn defense break. And the turn cycling making his second skill available every other turn, so he feels like he's constantly applying debuffs. You can also use him in Arena with a free-to-play team similar to this. I'm showcasing this team in a Rivals match, but I just want to show off the concept of how teams like this would work if you don't have a better speed leader. I'm not saying this team will get you to Guardian ranks, but with decent enough runes, this team can work against Conqueror level defenses. You can also replace the lure for the Wind Blacksmith so that you're not wasting the wind-only speed leader. You're not getting the attack bar pushback, so you will need to make sure your speed tuning is really good, but you will potentially be able to strip into defense break thanks to the Blacksmith's passive. She also makes your team tankier. I understand you may be unimpressed and unconvinced with everything I've shown you so far, but luckily, I have a few more things to show you that I'm sure will change your mind. But before we get into that, I can smell someone trying to purchase a pack for full price. Why would you even think about doing that when you could be getting discounts with the sponsor of today's video? Paxify. Paxify is a Discord community with over 10,000 members that saved players over $4.1 million over the last 3 years. And guess what? They're launching an application that makes getting discounts effortless. Join the waiting list now to get exclusive bonuses such as early bird discounts, free credits, early access, and a Discord giveaways boost. Over 2,000 players joined already, so make sure to secure your spot before it's too late and enjoy effortless discounts and bonuses from day one. Now let's get back to the video. It wouldn't be a slick head video if I didn't try bringing this thing into RTA. I kept the same runes on him and I'm currently ranked C1, which means any matches I win or lose with him will be shown off to anyone trying to search for replays of him. I'll be honest, my first match didn't go so great with him, but that's only because this guy understood the threat that was in front of him. He focused down my Charger Shark and got a few lucky stuns and procs throughout the match. The Sky Surfers were picked again in the next match, but Zephicus shows why he's an HP type unit and tanks some hits from the enemy Oliver and actually does a decent job in this match. I was pretty excited to get my first win with him in Conqueror ranks, but he started to exceed expectations in this match. This next match had me sweating and praying to the RNG gods because of how close it ends. I won't spoil the winner, but I think there might have been some mistakes made. Let me know in the comments where the mistakes were in this match. After that match, everyone started to realize that there's no point of trying when the Windcharger shark is picked. He's too good, and if you haven't started to build him by now, that's your loss. If you need one more reason, then how about the fact that he's not even a second awakened Nat 3? I have good suspicion to believe the Charger Sharks could be a part of the next 2As. If they decided to do water-themed dimension, then they could have the serpents, penguins, and of course the sharks in there. Another thing to note is the fact that they've never received a transmog. This is pretty messed up considering how some units have over 5 different transmogs made for them, but this could be a sign that their transmog will be a new second awakened design. Just imagine how cool that could look. Plus, I could see Zephicus' third skill getting a buff from it that would apply to all allies and increase their attack bars. Sort of like a Bernard, but with a speed leader skill. So anyway, let me know, have I convinced you to build the Windcharger Shark?
It's hard being a slick head, but it's real being a slick head.